Hello, 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 hello. Hello, family members. My name is Amaro Dago, and welcome back to my life. I've been struggling with this connection for some time. If you're joining me, please tell me where you are watching from. Hello, how is your day going? Happy Sunday. Today is yet another Sunday live. Except this year, I'm going to be going live every Sunday just to get to know my subscribers more and also to answer those questions that you have. So we are waiting for more people to join us. We're waiting for you guys to join us. Hello, everybody. Hola. Oh, which one? I need to delete. We're waiting for more people to join us. When you come in, say hi. Say hi. I have some questions that I would like to answer, but before that, I would like to apologize for coming in late. I'm supposed to start by 6:30, and you can see the time. It's late, so I'd like to apologize for coming in late. So sorry, I got delayed. And today I was actually supposed to speak on Canada Pathway. So let's see. I don't know. The the guest that I was supposed to have up on today's live, because of time difference and all, I'm still, but we need to keep our fingers crossed. If the person will join us, let's just wait and see. But if not, that means subsequent Sundays we'll definitely get somebody. If I'm not able to get the person I'm hoping I would get, I will definitely get somebody. I have more than one person in Canada, so it's just to make a better arrangement, basically. Yeah. So on today's live, we are going to just be answering questions. I have few questions that people ask me. Even today, I have like a couple of questions that a lot of my subscribers asked. We're just going to do that today. How has your day been? Hope you're good. Hope everything is fine. Over here in Spain, the weather is getting worse. Last week Sunday, I know I said it was cold. This week is, and I hear that this week that we are entering, the weather is really going to be very, very cold. So right now you have to, and by the way, Valencia is usually not cold though. So I'm just imagining how northern Spain will be. So that's it about the weather. I got a question from a subscriber, and he was asking me, he said, Amara, okay, hold on, let me get the question. Okay, the question is, are there good paying jobs readily available in Spain? And I responded, good paying jobs would depend on the skill that you have and what whether you can speak the language. Because Spain is a highly skilled country, you need to, if you don't have any skill, it will be difficult for you to thrive here in Spain. But if you have a skill, even if it's coding, you know how to do. You know, even if it's coding, you know how to do. If you have a skill and you know how to speak Spanish, those two things are very important when you're talking about getting jobs, when you're talking about um, getting high paying jobs, because you need to be at an advantage in order for you to get high paying jobs to compete with the competitive markets. So if you want to get a high paying job, number one, please know how to speak Spanish. Two, be highly skilled. If you're highly skilled, you know how to speak the language. If you're highly skilled self and you don't even know, you're not so fluent in Spanish, you will still get a good job. You still get a good job, because if you know how to do something like coding, you don't really need to be so fluent in Spanish. But of course, knowing how to speak the language cannot be overemphasized. I would not even advise anybody, to play when it comes to learning Spanish. If you're going to be working in Spain, you should learn Spanish. You should learn Spanish. It goes without saying. So that answers I hope that answers the question. His name is this name is this name is difficult to pronounce. So I hope that answers your question. Flimes Polymath. Flimes Polymath. I hope that answers your question. And I got another one. Okay, somebody asked here. Let's see. Okay, this question also came from the same person. What is the standard of living in Spain? Well, standard of living in Spain is very, very, because Spain is not just, Spain is a country now, so standard of living varies according to where the person is. I am in Valencia. I can speak on standard of living for Valencia. I can't speak on standard of living in Barcelona, in Madrid. I know that Barcelona and Madrid are higher than Valencia when it comes to the standard of living, because those places are like business hubs. Madrid is like the state's capital. So standard of living is higher. So if you want to come to Spain, you need to be specific when you're asking of standard of living. Where exactly do you want to come to? Do you want to come to Valencia, where I am, or you're coming somewhere else? Maybe you want to go to Alicante. Wherever you want to go to, the standard of living would vary. Valencia standard of living is moderate. It's not expensive. In fact, I would say it's affordable. That's what I will use. It's affordable. Cost of housing is affordable. Well, basically standard of living here is quite affordable. Yeah. If you want to come to a place that is not so expensive, Valencia is one of the places that I would suggest. Not because I'm here, but I've been to Madrid, and I know that when I went to Madrid, I know the difference. It was not cheap. It's not cheap living in Madrid, especially when you're living in like the city center or Madrid as a whole, except you're living in the villages at the outskirts of Madrid. That's when you will still at least get something. Even if you're even living at the outskirts, it's not as good as it is here in Valencia, because that you're close to Madrid alone. It will be, you know how it is now. If you stay in Nigeria and you're living on the island, you know how it is. You know, cost of housing on the island, cost of housing on the mainland is usually not the same. So that's how it is here also. Valencia is more affordable than Barcelona and Madrid. So if you want to ask, be specific, let's know where exactly you're talking about, or where exactly you want to know the standard of living. So, hey, if you're joining, say hi. I'm not seeing anybody saying hi, you. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I got another question here. And the person wanted to know, his name is Wuja Roland. Wuja Roland was asking, for somebody. He said, can you travel with the red card? This is, hello, Olubode Opeyemi. Hello, where are you watching from? Opeyemi, where are you watching from? Okay, so this was on the video I made on asylum, and Woja Roland wanted to know if he can travel with his red card. And I told him that Nigeria, hi, welcome. Okay, so I told Woja Roland that he cannot travel with his red card. So if you are coming to, if you want, you want to be under international protection in Spain, and you've been given the red card gives you the entitlement not to leave Spain. So nobody can come and drag you away from Spain. You're already under the protection, although you've not gotten your residence card. Do you get? You've not gotten your resident card, but it's like a card that you have that is already, you're already in the loop to get your, your residency. So, but you cannot travel outside of Spain. You can't go anywhere. You have to be in Spain, because that card will not, you can't use it to travel. So he was asking me if he can travel with it, and I told him no, you cannot travel with it. The second question he asked was, when you say, okay, he asked if he'll be able to walk with his red card, and you cannot walk with your, once they give you your red card for 6 months, you will not be able to walk. I said it in that video. I made it, it's very clear, guys. I repeated it in the video severally, telling you that you cannot work. Once they give you the red card for 6 months, you won't be able to work. It's after you've gone for your police interview that you can now walk. So before then, you cannot walk. So Woji Roland, I hope this answers your question. I say, when you say after 5 years, I think this is another question from the same person. When you say after 5 years, can you apply for nationality? Is the 2 years wait period counted in the 5 years? Okay. Okay. So I hope this answers your question, Woji Roland. If you have any questions you would like to ask, please feel free to drop them. I will see them and I'll respond. Then somebody was asking me if, okay, this person is actually trying to get a visa to come to Spain, and was asking if she needs to legalize, if it's compulsory to legalize her documents because she's pressed for time and she doesn't know if she can skip the process. And the answer to that question is all documents must be legalized for you to be able to use them in the consulate, Spanish consulate. There is no skipping of process. There's no process that should be skipped. If you are being told to legalize your documents first at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, next at the Spanish Embassy, then that is what you should be doing. You should not be looking for a step to skip, because anybody that tells you you can skip a step is just trying to waste your time and waste your money. Yeah, that's all I can say. If anybody is telling you, oh, there is a step you can skip when it comes to doing your legalizations, that is a lie. You cannot skip legalizing any, no matter how pressed for time you are, you have to do all the steps. That's just the way you get your visa. There is no step that you can skip. If you're asked to legalize, then legalize. If you're asked to translate, then you have to translate. There is no, must I translate this? Must I translate that? Every document that you're bringing to Spanish Embassy has to, once it's an English document, it has to be translated. If it's your marriage certificate written in English, it has to be translated. Marriage certificate, police character certificate, medical reports has to be translated. Birth certificates, whether you're for yourself and your children, spouse, it all has to be translated. And any other thing that you're going to be using, you're going to submit, maybe your school certificates, they all have to be translated. And also, they have to be translated using an authorized translator. You can't just go and translate it in any way you like. The authorized translators have a stamp that they attach to these documents. They have a particular stamp and they sign. And it has to be authorized by the Spanish government. The person that is authorized has to be authorized by the Spanish government. Not just anybody that, because I know there's something that happens in Nigeria. I know a lot of people watching me now are in Nigeria. And there's something that happens in Nigeria. So I'm calling your attention to it. I did my visa also in Nigeria. And I know I've experienced it. All those people that used to stand outside the embassy will stand outside there and be telling you how they can translate for you, how they can do translation immediately. You don't know where they are doing the translation from. I've seen a lot of people who got into the embassy with translated documents and it got rejected after spending so much. So I would advise you, if you want to do your translations, chat me up. I can help you with your translations. I'm in Spain here. There are authorized translators that I work with and I can do those translations for you without any complaints whatsoever. There are some people who have even helped do these translations. So you cannot skip any process. Once it's visa, you want to get your visa, you want to get visa. Don't skip any. I won't even advise you to try and skip any process. No. There's no process you can skip. Let's see the next question. Yeah, I got another question for a subscriber of mine who was asking me that okay, she said her sister wants to come to study in Spain, and since the new reform concerning students that I put up on my channel previously sometime last year, I said that the new reform concerning students, that now students can bring their dependents. I know I mentioned something like that. If you've not watched that video, you should be watching the video. Students can now bring their dependents. Before, that was not the case. So she wanted to know if her sister can come with the husband. And I said, well, if the sister wants to come with her husband, it's up to her. It's possible to come with her husband. But the husband will not be able to work in Spain. because you will not have a work permit. That is why when you want to come, when you're processing your visa to come as a student, you'll be asked to, bring proof of funds to show that you can support the dependents that are coming with you. They don't expect that the dependents will be working or would come and look for a job. No. They expect that you're going to be taking care of the dependents. So it's until they see that money in your account, they will now be able to tell that, okay, you're ready to sponsor this person to come to Spain. But coming to Spain to come and look for work, you're not even going to get a permit. So that's the thing. So it's important for you to understand where these dependents, remember it's dependent they said though. You're going to become your dependents. So I told her that this dependent is better if maybe the person that has children can come with her minors to Spain. Not with a full-grown adult. Because if he comes here and he's not able to work, he might not be able to, like, hi, greetings, Okpeyemi, hello, welcome. Where are you watching from? Yeah, so it's good you understand where all these things, because a lot of students here, when they come here, they are not getting any support. They are taking care of themselves. No support from home. Nobody's going to be sending you money to sort your bills. You're the one that's going to be doing all that. So it's important you get to know where the reform favors you and where it doesn't favor you, so that you work accordingly. Then another thing I want to let you guys know concerning a question somebody asked me recently is about using agents. So maybe you're not in the process where you are doing your visa. A lot of people that are watching me now are saying they're from Nigeria. Hola, Harriet Kumi. Hola, ¿cómo estás? A lot of people say they are watching from Nigeria. So I just want to give this is my 2 cents. If you're trying to process your visa to come to Spain, or if you know somebody who is, it's very important you know that Spanish Embassy is frowning at those who use agents to do their visas. And I'm telling you because I got a first-hand permission from the embassy about this. Using your agents to get visa, it's very dicey to get an agent who is trustworthy, an agent who will do everything without, putting in falsified documents or something that is not the real documents. It's hard to get an agent that will do that for you. Most agents will just get documents anyhow and just put it there just for them to collect. You're paying for the service, so whether they give you the visa or whether they don't give you, you will pay for that service. So it's so important that you can do this visa process yourself. It's not compulsory for you to do your visa with agent. I've advised people. I'm tired. I used to tell people all the time when they come and meet me, Amara, please, do you have any trusted agent that I can use? When I did my own, I didn't use anybody. And I know a lot of people that have done theirs without using anybody. It will be harder, yes, but you're sure that what you're doing is the right thing, and you will get the visa if you take your time and do it. Using agents is a red flag. It's a red flag. Oh yeah. Using agents is a red flag. So please, if you know anybody that is trying to do his or her visas now in Spain, tell them to do it by themselves. But of course, I'm not going to enforce it too. I'm just telling you my 2 cents. This is the report gotten from Spanish consulate late last year. It was in November last year that I got a report that Spanish embassy frowns at those who use agents. And you might be surprised how do they know you're using agent. You think that all those people that used to stand outside the embassy, they don't know who is who. There are cameras outside that embassy. They see who is coming with agents and who is not coming with agents. So it's better you do your processing, your documents and all those things. It's not even rocket science. It's not. The requirements to get the visa are on the website. The things you need to translate, the things you need to the documents that needs to be legalized, documents that need to be translated, they are all on the website. If you need when I was doing my my visa, then I didn't even know. In fact, I didn't know anything about how to do these things. You will see agents outside the embassy telling you that if you want to get past question paper for your interview, that you need to pay them. How much? The guy told me I should give him 10,000. That he's going to give me past question papers for the interview that I was going to do. There is no way that these people are not looking to make money. I'm telling you. Have you heard something that ridiculous? The guy told me I should bring 10K. He will give me all the past question papers so that when they ask me any question, and the question they're going to ask me, is it not like how? In fact, I don't even understand. I don't even know if that thing is real because I didn't even listen to him. Thank God. So because of, especially if you're a first timer, you've not done visa before, when they just tell you anything, you just count money and be giving them. You're never ready to question. You don't want to ask them anything. Some people even tell you, if you need visa form, I have it 7,000. Visa form that if you want, now I can send you visa form. How do you pay? Visa form is not even on the visa form sef. They'll write it there. It is not for sale. On top the top heading of the visa form, they'll write it there. It's not for sale. Do you know these guys sell these visa forms? They sell it, and because you don't know, you will go and pay and buy something that is free. So it's very important. So that's why I like YouTube so much, because YouTube is like, you get to know a lot of things on here. You get to know plenty things that you don't know that should be public knowledge. It's on YouTube. You get to know it. When you want to do your visa, watch videos that will tell you how to go about it. You might make mistake. It's better you make mistake and correct yourself than for you to give an agent that will just eat your money, and tomorrow he'll tell you come and appeal. He'll tell you come and appeal. Appeal on this appeal. He will tell you to appeal on something that he knows is wrong, but just for him to tell you to appeal. Please let us just put this at the back of our heads. Using an agent is not the way to go. This 2023. Using an agent is not the way to go. Okay, so let me continue answering the questions. Today that I started late, and I have to do a longer live today. Hello, who else joined? Thank you for joining my live. Thank you guys for joining. Okay, so I got this question. This is a lengthy one though. I'm not in Spain yet, living in Germany, and as I was told. Okay, now this question is based on when you want to go to Nigeria to legalize a document and you're not in Nigeria, you're somewhere abroad, you want to legalize a document in Spanish embassy in Nigeria, the document that you need to go with is called notary public. It's authorization that you're giving to your proxy to legalize the document on your behalf. I've done a video about this same thing too. And that's legalization by proxy. It's possible for you to legalize your documents by proxy, but you have to attach a document, very important document, notary public documents to it in order for the embassy to now legalize those documents. It shows that you, who is the owner of the document, gave the go ahead to that other person. So that goes without saying. So that was a question somebody asked me previously, and of course I've responded, but I just thought to throw it out here because some of you might also need the answer to that question. Yes, I would also like to repeat that when you are doing your visas to relocate, please make sure not to deposit a huge sum of money in your account at once. That alone can give you a refusal. They don't even need to look at another thing. That alone can give you a refusal. When you want to build your funds, try and build it. Try your best and build your accounts. Do not put a huge sum of money at once, because these embassy people, they get information on what is happening, the trend that is happening. So if people are going out and they are getting money and they're putting into their account at once, they know. They are aware. Don't think they don't know. They know. They are very, very knowledgeable. You'll be surprised that people who are in that same place they get their information from outsiders. It's not like they don't know what is happening. So putting in, maybe you want to come for school, you go and put in 3 million, 5 million, 10 million, 8 million, 12 million into your account at once. It's a red flag and it can give you a visa denial. A lot of people have been complaining of visa denials. Please do not fall for this trap of putting in huge sums of money into your account at once. If you want to put it, you put it in small. When you put small, you remove, put small. It has to look like an account that is built. It doesn't have to look like an account that you're just making up for visa purposes. So just put that at the back of your head, because it's so important not to fall for this trap. That's a trap. It's important. I'll put out a video this week, hopefully, concerning a new visa that just came out. It's called the Digital Nomad Visa. The reform on this visa was just implemented in December. So it's a new visa. It's a new pathway you can use to come into Spain. So you guys should anticipate. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about that visa, how you can get the visa, those who are qualified to get the visa, and everything you need to know basically. Yeah. Let me answer one more question before we call it a day. Yes, my dear Karen asked me this question, and she said, this is the new part of questions coming from the new reform. So now, when you get your initial resident permits, for 1 year, before, when you get 1 year resident permit, they will give you 2 years. After 2 years expires, they will give you another 2 years. After the second 2 years expires, they'll give you 5 years. But now, when you get your first resident permit. After that first one, you will get 4 years. So they merge the two separate 2 years together to make it 4. So you will get your 4 years at once. Then after that 4 years, you'll be getting 5 years. So that's the change that has happened, and that's what is applicable right now. You can benefit from this as of today. Yeah, that will be the last question. Thank you, Olubode Opeyemi. Thank you so much for joining my live. Olojede Opeyemi again. Thank you so much for joining. Harriet Kumi, thank you so much for joining. Okay, thank you very much for joining my live today. Okay, so any other questions that you have to ask, probably when you see this live sometime on your timeline, please do well to send me an email at amaraodago@gmail.com or follow me on Instagram at malaudebag. And see you on my next live next week Sunday by 5:30. Till then, bye bye. Bye. Adios.